Okay. So hello, this is Paul again speaking about positive mental health and exploring this as a journey myself. It's a bit of background to get into it. I grew up in Belfast through troubles. I've also had my own personal private traumas and anxieties based depression. And I want to look at positive mental health and how to really sort of gauge our thoughts and views and mind and approach to mental health. So mental health, a lot of the time, how we approach it is actually quite negative, and or we try to approach it with like a fix it sort of attitude. We try to approach it with this sort of like a solution to the problem of what of this negative problem that causes us so much hardship and grief and everything so hard and so difficult. Um, I sort of think that our positive mental health is actually something that can be the way of approaching it. And saying our mental health is a positive thing that helps nourish us through our days and helps us to get through our days bit by bit, um, step by step, and helps us to overcome a lot of challenges. So, what I would say is sometimes you go when we first mention mental health, or whatever, you look at like depression, anxiety, other thoughts, dark thoughts, and uh, grief, trauma, etc. Now, all these things are valid and they all have their place and they all can actually be beneficial to us and help us to nurture us. But you can also so you can look at it this way. So, for example, somebody who's struggles with depression, you go, "Oh, it's so hard that they're going through this," or you can say that depression is helping them to cope with a hurt, helping them to manage a hurt, a trauma, or get through a certain stage in their life. So you can sort of say it that way. So we approach it sometimes with the whole like, well, oh, they're struggling with this area, so then they're struggling in this area, and you go, oh, the per thing, per person has to go through all of that sort of hardship and this down, and everything's so difficult and everything's so hard. So let's medicate the lumps out of it, and let's let medicate it till they're up here, just medication and stuff. Or you're talking to your friend, you know, it's a conversation of it can be a bit sort of morbid. So I want to try to think, well, how do you approach it? And again, like you're meant to, you can approach it a different way, and saying well, they're actually depressed, but there's no name. Paul actually being interrupted today. But getting up at I got up 7, then my kids to school, I got home, I'm free of myself. And my positive mental health allowed me to do these things, and allowed me to then overcome my own sort of doubts and thoughts. And I wrote a script, and then I'm filming this, and then I'm making, taking care of myself and things like that. So that's a positive. Now, one of the other areas is that sometimes in positive mental health you can sort of say, which actually is that it sounds good and be good to look into it further. But there is a lot of people then who are living in a real darkness, a real dark state of mind, atmosphere. That is a hot, it's a lot. It's more extreme than than what you sometimes see yourself. There's like alcohol abuse, different addictions, homelessness, poverty, and other sort of like problems like suicidal thoughts and stuff. And we go, how do we address that from a positive standpoint? And sometimes it's hard because you want to be caring and nurturing it. So I think then it's down to us in ways to approach it with an understanding of compassion and empathy and meeting them, and also humor. I mean, cheering someone up could be a big step to helping them to overcome uh, a hardship, overcome a thought that could be negative, could be really damaging to them. Um, Over here in Belfast and in Ireland, we're very based on banter based, and we get into this the whole aspect of talking and crack. We have one of the best times that people enjoy each other's company. We actually be at wakes and funerals and things like that. Other family issues like weddings or baptisms and things like that. There's this underlining sense of humour and laughing sort of at the darkness in a way. That does not take away from the darkness that's there, but does help. And one of the things I really want, I was actually going to take a completely different route with this video. Just go compassion, just be compassionate, step into it and be there and look into it and just like kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be helpful and stuff. And um, sometimes it's just being really good with each other, having a real body system. If somebody kind of is dark, being if you see somebody who is struggling in your day to day life and are going through different hardship, it's being just it's the small keys, it's the small steps, it's the how are you today, how's things, cheering somebody up, um, getting them a cup of tea actually, or a cup of coffee, without they being asked or prompted. Uh, Ask key questions. You watch their language, body language. Be aware of their body language. Don't be starting humour and trying to mock them, wind them up whenever you feel like they're tired or depressed. Uh, look for moments to encourage. Look for moments to support, or moments to try to set them aside and have a talk and have a chat. Into like many a times, and this has happened for myself many a times in different environments. One of the best things I've had is somebody coming over to me and talking to me and asking me the questions: "How you're doing today? What's going on with you today? What's going on? Tell me what's on your mind." And probably step over you step to one side, you get off your mind, you clear your head, and you feel like oh better. Now this for some people like this can happen, may have to happen over and over again. This may have to happen continuously. It may have to be that you might not find these people within your the people who are in great dark in a great turmoil may not be in your social circles. They may be within your work. So it may be being in within areas of your art and volunteering, going to soup kitchens or other places like that where you're supporting and seeing these people and then engaging at in those areas. Um, us to be more positive in our own minds. It does help. It can be, you might see it as selfish or whatever you see it, but just stop being hard on yourself. If you do a positive thing, do a positive thing. If you're encouraging people, don't just we encourage people and then go, oh, it wasn't a big deal. It was to them. Uh, we support somebody and then, or we take a compliment, oh, we're awful compliments, it's over here. Somebody compliments us and you go, no, it's okay, it's fine, you're right, you're okay. Take the compliment. Somebody compliments you, just say thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. if you stepped in and encouraged somebody and they go, do you know, thank you for encouraging me, don't go, don't say, oh, sure, everybody does it. No, they don't. They don't always do it. Uh, accept the compliment. Just go, yeah, thank you. I actually got a lot from it. That did help me to help you. Uh, okay, yeah, you're welcome. You know, how many times you say you're welcome, please, thank you. I was talking to my son. My son struggles sometimes whenever I pick him up from school to say cheerio or bye to his teacher or whatever. And so I try to encourage him to say cheerio, goodbye, or whatever to people, or say it. And it is hard for him because of his mind. But uh, adults, us as well, is we're so like so hard on just complimenting, just saying the polite things as a response. Instead, we kind of create like a whole like, oh well, you know, I shouldn't really be accepting apology. I shouldn't be really accepting, you know, a thanks or thank you, or you know, I'm just doing exactly what I had to do anyway. You know, no big deal. But it did. It made an impact. It helped them out. If you said it was no big deal, then you're discarding the actual positive message you're trying to produce. It is a big deal. It's good to be out and encouraging each other and supporting each other and saying, okay, I got a good thing there. You don't need to go big fanfare and blow trumpets and march down the street and say, you don't. You just go, I got a good thing there, pat yourself on the back, move on, and then go, this is good. The more we sort of do things like this, the more positive we think, and the more positive we think we create a better environment. On that note, to conclude, uh, please subscribe, please add comments, please interact or find my other social media pages. I'll get more posts up. And if you have other stories, if you have other things, please share them, and then we can do a video collab. I would love to actually get people on here where it's both us talking, go on to even to like Spotify, have a podcast and stuff, and develop this. Um, and then more other areas I will be looking at is nutrition and well-being and things like that. So I will see you down the line, and thank you for watching.